Singapore, the world watched as United States President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un walked towards each other at the courtyard of the Capella Singapore on Tuesday morning, June 12. At 9:04 a.m., the two leaders met in the middle and shook hands for 12 seconds, marking their first meeting and the start of a historic summit. They held one-on-one talks for about 45 minutes, before proceeding to an expanded bilateral meeting including key aides from both sides. Their discussions continued into a working lunch. Here's a look at the key moments so far. 1. Warm greetings, then pats on the arm. Trump-Kim summit. Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un exchange historic handshake. Nice to meet you, Mr. President. Mr. Kim, speaking in Korean, told Mr. Trump as they shook hands and posed for the media in front US and North Korea flags. As the two leaders turned to leave the courtyard for their one-on-one meeting, Mr. Trump gave Mr. Kim several pats on his arm. Mr. Kim gave a broad smile, while Mr. Trump was cordial. 2. A former fantasy, a science fiction movie. US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the Capella Singapore. Photo, Reuters. On the short walk to their meeting after the historic handshake, Mr. Kim told Mr. Trump, via a translator, that people around the world would not believe what was taking place in Singapore, CNN reported. Many people in the world will think of this as a form of fantasy. From a science fiction movie, he said. 3. Trump flashes Kim a thumbs up in brief comments to reporters before their one-on-one talks. Mr. Trump expressed his confidence that the meeting would produce good results, saying, "We're gonna have a great discussion. And I think tremendous success." US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un sharing a light moment as they stroll through the courtyard of Capella Singapore after their meeting. ST photo, Kevin Lim added that he believes they will have a terrific relationship. Mr. Kim, who spoke after Mr. Trump, said, "I'm very happy to meet you in Singapore. Well, it was not easy to get here. The past worked as fetters on our limbs, and the old prejudices and practices worked as obstacles on our way forward," he said. "But we overcame all of them, and we are here today." Mr. Trump responded with a thumbs up. 4. Smiles from both sides after talks, even a wave from the balcony. The leaders met for about 45 minutes, with only their interpreters present. US President Donald Trump waves from the balcony of Capella Singapore as he and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un make their way to their bilateral meeting. ST photo, Kevin Lim. When asked how discussions went, Mr. Trump told reporters, "Very good. Very, very good." The pair were seen smiling and chatting, after emerging from one-on-one talks and waved to reporters from the hotel balcony. 5. More handshakes before it's down to business. US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un shaking hands before their expanded bilateral meeting. ST photo, Kevin Lim. It is a day of handshakes between Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim. The leaders shook hands again across the table and exchanged greetings before the expanded bilateral meeting, following the one-on-one talks, kicked off. Mr. Trump said he and Mr. Kim will try to solve a big problem, a big dilemma, and that by working together, we will get it taken care of. 6. A photo of guests looking nice, handsome and thin please? After the hour-long bilateral meeting, the two leaders and their delegations sat down for a working lunch. Mr. Trump made a cheeky remark to the photographers. "Getting a good picture everybody? So we look nice and handsome and thin? Perfect," he said. An East-West 9-course meal was served during lunch. For starters, both sides were presented with a prawn cocktail, mango caribou, a Malay salad, and oisium, or Korean stuffed cucumbers. The main course featured beef short rib confit, sweet and sour pork with fried rice, as well as a popular Korean dish daegu chorim, or soya braised codfish. For dessert, a dark chocolate tartlet ganache, Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream with cherry coulis and tropezien, brioche pastry with cream in the middle, were served. 7. Trump and Kim take a post-lunch stroll around Capella. Trump-Kim summit. Kim and Trump take brief stroll around Capella after lunch. The pair took a stroll after lunch around Capella's courtyard, with both appearing at ease. Mr. Trump then invited Mr. Kim to take a look at his presidential limousine, known as the Beast, and seemed to ask him if he wanted to go in for a look. Mr. Kim smiled and laughed. U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un taking a stroll through the courtyard of Capella, Singapore after the working lunch. ST photo, Kevin Lim. At the end of the brief walk, Mr. Trump surprised reporters by announcing that there would be a signing in the afternoon. He also said talks had gone better than anybody could have expected. 8. They sign a very important, pretty comprehensive document. U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signing the documents. ST photo, Kevin Lim. Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim signed 3 joint documents shortly after 2:30 p.m. in a room packed with journalists, who were kept in the dark over the contents. We're signing a very important document, pretty comprehensive document, and we've had a really great time together, a great relationship, said Mr. Trump. Mr. Kim added, "Today we had a very historic meeting, overcoming our past history and embarking on a new beginning. We're about to sign a historic agreement, and the world will see a major change. I'd like to express my gratitude to Mr. Trump in making this happen." The pair took questions but did not reveal what the documents said. 9. Trump describes Kim as a talented man who loves his country very much. "We have developed a special bond," Mr. Trump said during the signing. He added, "Mr. Kim, would you like to come to Washington?" Later, when asked if the two leaders will meet again, he said, "We'll meet again, we'll meet many times. We've learned a lot about each other. He's a very talented man. I also learned that he loves his country very much," he added. Mr. Trump also described Mr. Kim as a very worthy, very smart negotiator,